everyone, it's Miss Ivy here. I wanted to pop in and make a little video. It won't be the super typical video that I made last time about being the routine of circle time. This one will do a fun science project at the end, and I'll teach you guys how to do that from home. So I would like to first start off by saying how much I miss you guys, and we are going to be having a pre-K end of the year celebration at the end of the month, and me and Miss Joanne are going to be so excited to see you all there and give you a big congratulations for finishing pre-K and moving on to kindergarten. We are all so excited for you guys, and we hope that you are excited too. I would like to also spend some time thanking a few people. I would like to thank Elise Preston and her family so much. They sent me a few books in the mail for me to read, and they're all about springtime. They have great writing and beautiful illustrations, and I'm so excited to show you guys those stories. Thank you for sending them to me. And we'll start with one of theirs today, this one. Also, I want to thank Emily Poplowski and her family for sending me Eli's Magic Moment. I can't wait to read that for the students again. You guys may remember when Emily's dad, who is an author also, came to our class, and he wore that funny little elephant hat and read about Eli and his basketball team. And maybe you guys remember a little bit about that. And so hopefully I'll get these videos out to you guys very soon so you guys can get some time with some new stories. So I have a little calendar here. My brother bought this for me actually. So we'll just talk about this for a little bit. So this is the month. Today the month is in May, and normally May is really hot, and you may have noticed that it's been a little chilly the past few days, which isn't the typical weather for the month of May. Today is May 9th. Okay, so we have a 0 and a 9, May 9th, and it's a Sunday. And today is actually a very special day. It is Mother's Day today, so hopefully you guys gave your mommies lots of love and maybe called Grandma and checked in to see how she was doing. I know that I called my grandma earlier today and spoke with her. I miss her very much. I haven't been able to spend much time with my grandparents during this time of social distancing. But my mom is here. She came to see me today, and we ordered Chinese food, and she's watching a movie right now, and I will join her after this. So there's that. Thank you, Chase, for this little calendar. Okay, and this down here, you guys may be getting worried. It looks like lots of words, lots of hard work, but don't worry. These are just instructions on how to make a very cool science project at the end of this video, and it'll be super fun, and we will make it easy for you guys to do at home. Okay, so I'm going to move a little closer so you guys can see the pictures. Okay, so the title of the book is Feel the Wind, okay? And the title is what the book is called, okay? And what does the author do again? Do you guys remember? The author writes the stories, so he makes all the words. And what does the illustrator do? The illustrator draws all the pictures. So in this story, the author and the illustrator are the same person. So he wrote the words and drew all the pictures. And his name is Arthur Doros. Okay, and this is also just a fun book. It is a let's read and find out science book. So we are going to learn about the wind, and we are going to make something at the end to help you find which direction the wind may be blowing at your house. So let's get started. Have you felt the wind blowing through your hair? I know I have. Look at all this. Wind is moving air. Air is what we breathe. It is everywhere around us, even though we can't see it. We can't see air, and we can't really see the wind, but we can see the wind move things, right? Wind pushes clouds across the sky, wind flutters the leaves off trees and makes ripples on the lakes. My air made the leaves move, and it made the flame in the candle move, but we couldn't see the air that was coming out of my mouth. You can hear the wind too. When wind blows through the cracks in your house, it can sound like someone whistling. I cannot whistle. I've practiced my whole life. I can't figure it out, but hopefully you guys will. If the wind blows very hard, it can sound like a wild animal howling. Oh! Look at that little cat. It's got cute stripes. Okay. You can see the wind move things. You can hear the wind, and you can feel the wind. Stand by an open window and let the breeze tickle your face. A strong gust or a light breeze. Wind is moving air. But what makes the air even move? What do you guys think? Well, you can make air move with a fan or by flapping a piece of cloth or paper. See? Okay, I'm not doing a very good job, but hopefully you guys get what I'm saying. But fans don't make the wind. It just makes the air move, right? So what makes the wind that blows across fields and forests and mountains? What makes the wind that whips around the tall buildings in the city? All of the earth is surrounded by air. Earth and the air around it are heated up by the sun. But some parts of the earth heat up more than others. In the tropical parts of the earth, near the equator, the sun rays strike the earth directly. The air gets very, very hot. Near the earth's icy poles, like up here in the North Pole, the sun rays strike at a slant, so the air stays cooler. When hot air and cold air change places, wind is made. Did you guys hear that? How is wind made? When cold air and hot air change places. So here in this picture is the earth. And there's a red dotted line going down the center to show you where the equator is. And here at the equator, it's very hot because the sun is directly on it. And where we live, we're closer up to the North Pole, maybe about in the middle between the equator and the North Pole. So we have a little bit of hot weather and a little bit of cold weather, right? But it's not as cold as the North Pole, and it's not as hot as the equator. Hot air is lighter than cold air. What? Air weighs differently? So hot air rises because it's lighter. People discovered this a long, long time ago when they used to use hot air balloons, The hot air would make the balloons float. The heated air in the balloons was lighter than the cooler air outside of the balloon. The hot air was light and the balloon floated upward because of it. See, there's a little fire making really, really hot air to make the balloon go up. When heated air over the earth rises, cooler, heavier air rushes in to take its place. That moving air is called the wind. So here's a picture of the earth. And the red lines are showing you that the hot air is moving up. It's rising. And what happens? The cold air rushes in to take its place. What happens when they change places? Wind. The sun rays strike the equator directly, right? That's why it gets hotter there. But some things get hotter than others because of what they're made out of. You can discover this for yourself. Feel the sidewalk on a hot day. It's probably warmer than the grass beside it. You guys can try this at home. On a warm day, Put your hand or your bare feet on the sidewalk and feel it. Then put it on the grass. Which one feels colder? Which one feels hotter? You can discover that for yourself. You might see shimmering heat waves as the hot air rises above the sidewalk. On very hot days, if you stare on the road, like the asphalt of the road or on the sidewalk, you can see hot air waves rising right where they are. Like the sidewalk and grass, land and water heat up differently too. On sunny summer days, the land gets warmer than the water. The air over the land also gets warmer, and the warm air rises and cool winds blow in from the sea. That's why it can be a super hot day, but the water in your pool might still feel cold. Some winds blow gently and others blow fast. You can see how fast the winds are blowing by watching how things around you move. A gentle wind makes leaves dance. A stronger wind may flap the clothes on a clothesline. A very strong wind can make even heavy trees bend and sway. Storms like hurricanes bring the strongest winds of all. Storm winds may blow very fast, more than 100 miles an hour. That's about twice as fast as cars go on the highway, most of the time. Well, these winds are strong enough to knock trees down. That's why we have to make sure we're aware of the weather. Maybe you guys spending some time at home, you've had some time to watch the Weather Channel with your family. And when there are big storms like hurricanes and tornadoes, sometimes trees fall down or power lines. So it's good to be aware when those things are happening outside. You can see how strong the wind is by doing an experiment. With a bicycle, stand so that the wind is blowing in your face and ride into the wind and feel how hard it is to paddle your bike. Then, turn your bicycle around and ride it with the wind pushing you along. Isn't it easier to paddle now? You guys should try that at home. The wind can carry your kite toward the clouds or lift a glider. Some birds can soar on the wind without even moving their wings. Sailboats are pushed along by the wind blowing against their sails. People have used the power of moving air for thousands of years. That's a really, really long time. Older than me, older than your mom, older than your grandma, older, okay? Windmills are wind-powered machines. The blades of a windmill turn when the wind pushes against them. The turning blades move other parts to lift water, to grind grain, to saw wood, or make electricity. Elise Uremian's mom is from Indiana, and one time I drove through Indiana on a trip, and all I saw for miles were these big, giant windmills. They're so big, but they help us do a lot of things. Wind brings changes in the weather. Rainstorms blow in with the wind and out again as the wind pushes the clouds along. Weather forecasters want to know where the wind is coming from so they can see what the weather will be blown in with it. We name winds according to the direction they come from. A west wind blows from the west. There are east winds and north winds and south winds. So at the end of this book, we'll do a little experiment to help you decide which direction the wind is blowing from your house. This is a little image of a forecaster for the weather. She's saying, this cold air will be moving in with the winds from the northwest. It will bring some rain showers. So by understanding the directions of the wind, it helps us predict what kind of weather we're going to have. In some parts of the world, people have given special names to the wind that blow there. A chinook is a wind that blows from the Rocky Mountains of the United States. A chinook is so warm that in winter it can melt deep snow in just a few hours. A sirocco is a hot, dry wind that blows from northern Africa. So people name really powerful winds. Wind is moving air, right? So all around us, the wind is at work. It carries the seeds of plants to new places where they can take root and grow. But powerful winds can also carry away the soil the plants need. Wind can even change the strongest rocks. Bits of sand that the wind carries pound at the rocks and wear them away. The wearing away is called erosion. Some wind-eroded rocks have strange shapes. Trees are shaped by the wind, and so are the sand dunes. The wind blows gently, the wind blows strong. See it, hear it, feel the wind. You can figure out which way the wind is blowing by watching a leaf, a piece of cloth or string, or a weather vane. What's a weather vane, you guys? Do you know what a weather vane is? The weather vane's arrows will point in the direction that the wind is coming from. See here? That's what we're going to make at the end of this book, a weather vane. Oh, and that's the end. The end. So the very last page of this book are the instructions on how to make a weather vane. And I have all the materials to make one from here right now, and I will teach you guys how to do that so you can do it at home with your family. So I'll be right back to get that for you.